Alright. We got woman doesn't realize her Tinder date is a killer. Hey man, all you ladies out there, man, I better be careful with these. Some of these niggas is crazy now. I'm just saying. Imagine you on Tinder. You know what I'm saying? You see this guy, you think he cool and shit. You fuck with him, and he killing niggas. Alright, man. I wanna watch this one next, low key.
It's December 1st, 2018. CCTV records 22-year-old Grace and her Tinder date, Jesse, getting ready to leave a bar. They had just met a few hours ago, but already they're about to head back to his place. From the outside, everything seemed to be going perfectly well. So well, in fact, that soon after they could be seen heading to a nearby hotel and up to Jesse's hotel room shortly after. Nobody could have expected.
They going to the hotel room. She was loving it. She wanted more of him. Literally.
That this was the last time Grace would ever be seen alive. The next day happened to be her birthday.
Hey man, all you ladies out there, bro. There's niggas like this out there now. And people like this ruin it for other niggas. They really trying to find somebody real and shit. But you out here killing women though. Come on, bro. Grow up.
Day, and nobody was able to reach her all day.
On her birthday, bro. And how much you want to bet he found out, oh, it's her birthday? Oh, let me take you out somewhere. And who would have thought? I know she never thought it would have come to this.
And the same was true even days after. It was like she disappeared off the face of the earth. Her friends and family quickly reported her missing, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Jesse was recorded on CCTV out and about, going up and down the elevator, carrying cleaning supplies, and what appeared to be a suitcase. A suitcase with contents that would shock everyone to the core.
We all know what's inside that suitcase. We know what's inside of it. Cause you ain't see her leave, you know what's in that suitcase. Going up with cleaning supplies, bro. Really thought you was gonna get away with this shit, bro. Why do?
And what's even worse, the killer had another date lined up. And if the cops don't intervene and arrest him quickly, this girl, as well as countless others, could fall victim to this very same man.
He got another one already? Damn. Bro, back to back with the murders. What the fuck? Talk about, yeah, let's do it. Shawty, he trying to kill you. He trying to kill you, Shawty. They trying to murder you.
Tell me what happened last night.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
At 5:37 p.m. on December 1st, 2018, Grace, who just finished a backpacking journey from England to New Zealand, leaves her hostel to meet Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse is having pre-date drinks at a local bar, downing several beers before the date begins. In fact, as he leaves the bar, you can still see...
Bro, 7 beers before you even get there, bro. Before you even start. Did she not smell it in his breath? I feel like you should smell that. I'm like, yo, when you talking to me, why you smell like that? Cause I'm like, I know y'all had somebody talk to you with alcohol in their breath. That shit do not smell bad. Yo, alright, bro. This nigga had another one lined up.
At least 4 empty bottles sitting on the table. They meet in a popular spot where there's plenty of people, making Grace feel safe while she meets her date for the first time. But this will be a false sense of security, as Jesse has no plans to try anything untoward in public. He's going to wait until they're alone. Suspecting nothing, Grace accompanies Jesse to a bar where they drink together for over an hour before they head for a Mexican bar at 7:15 for more drinks. And
damn, another one for more? That's crazy. I'm just thinking though, like, what makes these people like want to hurt these women like that? Like, why you want to kill them though? Like, these niggas just be weird for no. They just be weirdos trying to like live out some fantasy they got in their mind.
yet another bar named Bluestone Room around 8:30 p.m. This will be where Jesse tries his luck and sees if he can get a little closer to Grace. At 8:54, they share their first kiss. This is when Jesse takes a trip to the bathroom and where Grace sends her very last message to anyone, telling her
I see what he doing. He getting her all these drinks. And then they kissing? Is this the first date or the second? I need to be reminded.
her friends that it's going amazingly well and that she just clicks with him so well. She's probably excited to spend the night with a man that she genuinely likes. She could have had no idea that instead, he was about to end her life in one of the most horrific ways possible.
I swear shit like that made me so mad, bro. I'm like, yo, like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, niggas like this, bro, like, I hope them niggas in prison, wherever the fuck they at. I hope them niggas pin the beats on his ass, bro. And pin that in his ass, you feel me? Like, like, beat this nigga ass for me, please, for the one time. Beat this nigga ass. He shouldn't even be alive. So please beat this nigga ass, bro.
The next morning, Grace's phone starts to receive a ton of messages.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available.
Bro, I could have sworn I put on the app. Bro, I did ass, y'all.
Explore the Game of Thrones.
See, look.
It's her birthday, and there are plenty of friends who want to send her their best wishes. Each and every one of these messages goes
It don't matter.
unanswered.
You two gotta
The
get
first
around
sign
it.
that something is wrong is at 8 a.m. when Jesse enters the very same elevator, this time on his own, throwing the camera a suspicious glance. If you think he's just getting the birthday girl a morning coffee, then think again. During that night, Jesse killed Grace by strangulation, and now he's going to try and do everything he can to cover up his crime, and he needs to do it quickly, because he's already got another potential victim lined up. By 8:07 a.m., Jesse is in town.
How do weirdos like this be finding dates? Like, this way y'all going after? Niggas like this? He gonna take you to a hotel? He gonna get you drunk, take you to a hotel so he can strangle you?
And about to start the most eerie shopping trip possible. He starts at the warehouse on Elliott Street, where he buys a suitcase that he plans to hide Grace's body in. He checks out the width and depth of the suitcase to make sure it'll fit her, so he can dispose of her body before anyone can catch him. Then 25 minutes later, he makes his way to another store, where he buys a number of cleaning products that will be used to clean up the murder scene. Then he
What's crazy, he's just going about shopping and shit. Like, dude, you know we see the camera. You know we ain't see her leave yet, right? I'm sure. I wonder if like the hotel staff, they be seeing this. They see things like this, and then they see like, oh dang, where did that girl go? When did she leave? And I wonder if they ever check the cameras and like check. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, though, you don't know how long the stay was. It probably was for a couple of days, so they probably not even really thinking about it. Oh, they probably in a room. In reality, this nigga just strangled old girl.
He returns to his apartment for a number of hours, reappearing at 10:42 a.m. before he jumps in a taxi and Apex Car Rental where he rents a car. But it's what he does next that's truly shocking and puts pressure on the cops to discover and solve his murder as quickly as possible. As Grace's body lies in the apartment, Jesse goes on a date with another girl he'd met on Tinder. Given that he has...
So, knowing he got a body in a suitcase, he goes out on another date hoping to put another body in another suitcase. It's like, damn, bro, you didn't even clean up the first one. You already on to the next. These niggas, man.
All the equipment ready to hide one body, it's speculated that he planned this to be his second victim of the day. As he arrives at the bar, Jesse is wearing exactly the same clothing that he wore the night before, possibly the same
Dirty ass nigga.
clothes that he wore when he killed Grace. We are not sure whether Kempson was as pushy in his initial messages to this girl, but what we do know is that the conversation he struck up with her during the date not only brought up some major red flags, it downright terrified her. Allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police. Right away, the date is over, and this girl's instincts may have just saved her life. It's hard to imagine the horror that she would have felt when she learned that he just saved her police. Right away, allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police. Allegedly, he wanted to talk major red flags. It downright terrified her. Allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police. Right away, the date is over, and this
You asked her that, yeah? You asked her, we need to find somewhere where should I hide a dead body? Man, if you asking your second Tinder date this, man, you already cooked, man. I know she left. I would be surprised if she don't call nobody. Because somebody asks you that, I'd be like, yo, what do you, the fuck you mean? Like randomly, a random ass nigga ask you on a date, oh, where do you think? Oh, where do you think we should hide a body? Trying to come off all nice and shit. But, oh, so it's like, you know, you talk about your favorite color. This nigga come up. Oh, so like, where do you think we should hide a body? You know, I'm just saying, like, theoretically, if I were to kill somebody, like, where would you put it to hide it from the police? Like, nigga, what, bruh?
This girl's instincts may have just saved her life. It's hard to imagine the horror that she would have felt when she learned the truth about the man she just walked away from. Certain
Right?
that he likely...
And then like a day or two after you find out this nigga just killed a girl, the day before he went on a date with you. I wonder how she felt.
He had the same fate lined up for her as he did with Grace. At 8:56 p.m., we can see Jesse carrying a piece of equipment back to his apartment. More precisely, it's a carpet cleaner, and he's going to try and use that carpet cleaner to try and remove any trace of Grace's presence at his apartment. He's even got 2 bottles of cleaner in his hand, making sure he's got enough to get the job done. 30 minutes later, and we're greeted with the product of all his hard work. He's about to try and hide the body. He reappears in the elevator with a trolley carrying several luggage bags, one of which is the suitcase that he'd bought earlier that morning. It's way too heavy to carry, as inside is Grace's dead body. Of course, he can't walk through the streets with this amount of baggage, which is exactly why he hired the rental car. Minutes later, he's loading the rental car with...
Peacock is the streaming home of Dogman.
This just in.
And I can see the ad blockers don't work. Now I got a 15-second ad that's unskippable that we both have to watch.
Dogman, rated PG, streaming now only on Peacock.
Stop using ChatGPT for your thesis. Last week I was super frustrated
Bro,
because I
y'all
found
can't
out
be kidding me. See, this is
ChatGPT's
like...
sources are invisible.
with all of the baggage,
They're
ready to make the
forcing you to
next
buy
move
premium.
in his attempt to cover up this murder, hiding the body in a place he thinks no one will find it. The next morning at 7 a.m., Jesse buys a shovel and heads back to his apartment, where he collects some clothing to take to the dry cleaners, destroying more potential evidence of his crime. But he's not done there, as he stops off at a random trash can, tossing a large trash bag inside. Then Jesse takes his rental car for a deep clean, paying particular attention to the rear of the vehicle, where he had stashed the suitcase containing Grace's body. And with that, his work was done. For the next 2 days,
And Brody thought he was good. Brody thought he was good. Yeah, that shit ain't enough.
Grace's family and friends go through turmoil. Nobody has heard from her. She hasn't posted on any social media, and she isn't answering either of her 2 phones. Her family report her missing to Auckland police on December 5th. Grace's father, David, even flies to Auckland and makes a heartfelt appeal for his daughter's safe return.
Grace has been missing for several days, and as a family, we've been extremely concerned for her welfare. To anybody who has seen, spoken to, or come into contact with Grace, come forward and contact the investigation team.
With so much media coverage at the time, Jessie likely saw her father's appeal, and yet the family's pleas went unanswered. But Auckland police are about to use various methods to track Grace's last movements and find their main suspect in her disappearance. They're able to find out she was on a date with a mystery man, and after poring over hours of surveillance footage, they find the last person she was with, and track him back to his apartment.
Man, it's sad because, like, I be feeling bad because, like, she probably just wanted, like, you know, a connection, somebody to really talk to and all that. Some real love, you feel me? There's nothing wrong with that. But this nigga, he wanted to kill her. I want, like, come on, bro. I feel bad. Like, that shit kind of sad, man. You can tell she looks happy to be on a date with a potential partner. It's a shame that something has come to this. They have weirdos, fuck niggas like this that exist.
At 3 p.m. on December 5th, the cops turn up at the City Life Hotel, but they almost miss their man as he eyes them in the lobby when he approaches the front door. Jessie thinks if he casually strolls away, he won't be noticed. But these eagle-eyed cops don't miss a trick and quickly apprehend him before he can make an escape. At this point, the smartest thing for Jessie to do...
It's crazy because Brody turned around and he looked straight at the camera. He thought, like, dude, they see you, bro. You ain't hiding, you ain't going nowhere, bro. You might as well just let them niggas catch you, bro. You done, you good, it's raps. You're not doing nothing, bro. You shouldn't have did that shit in the first place. Probably over some fucking pussy.
Is to own up to his crime, maybe try to play it off as an accident and face the consequences. But he's not going to do any such thing. In the interrogation room, he plans to lie his way out of this. But he's completely unaware that the cops have already seen every move from the night of the murder and have about as much evidence as they could possibly ask for. At the start of the interview, he has no reason to lie, as he's just recalling the events before the murder.
Tell us about Grace.
So I was talking to Grace on Tinder.
Yeah.
We'd matched on Friday. I
need to get a
saw
new
that
mic
we'd
too, bro. I
matched
ain't gonna lie.
the next day on
feel like
Saturday. And then we met at Sky City. And then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar, which is on the first floor.
Not long into this interview, Jessie becomes entangled in his first lie, as he claims Grace was the one pushing for a date, when we already know he was the one trying hard to meet Grace in their initial messages.
Whose idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me. Because I didn't initially know that she was real.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of... So have you heard of catfish?
No.
So catfishing is where
don't do this dumb shit talking about you thought she was a catfish. Nigga, you were the catfish. Nigga, what you mean? I swear, the lies niggas tell themselves to make them believe their own lie. It's fucking crazy, bruh. Like, bro, you did this, bro. Just own up to it, bro. You done as raps. You were the last person seen with her. She ain't leave that fucking hotel when she went in with you. It's raps. You're done.
One uses your profile, uses your photos and pretends to be you, and then meets, and you're a completely different person.
Right.
And it's on Tinder. It's all about the way you look. And so if they use more endearing photos, you're more likely to swipe for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does meeting in a public place sort of protect you from meeting someone who's not as good looking as...
Well, there's security there. So if she wasn't who she said she was, at least...
But you were who you said you were. No, and actually, You probably was. She just ain't know. She ain't just ain't know that Killer was in that shit too. Talk about you will feel safe. You want to feel safe? These niggas, man. That shit crazy.
In my mind, I'd feel safe.
When Jesse is confronted with evidence from surveillance cameras, he continues to lie, digging a hole for
I saw
him.
that smile on her face when she walked in those doors. She was just happy to be there. The niggas got her on it over some dumb shit, most likely.
Himself that he's going to struggle to escape from.
No. I go down Victoria Street, straight down to the bottom, and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
You go to the viaduct a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've kind of walked in a bit of a funny direction if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
Well, it's the direction I normally go.
Yeah. It's I'm just sort of saying, like, if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
I normally go down Queen Street and then cross at the bottom of Queen Street, go through the containers,
yeah,
and then walk along the wharf.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason you would kind of do that?
I feel safer down that way.
The cop obviously suspects something strange here. Jesse's behavior and responses don't seem to line up or make sense at all, and if Jesse is lying, it'll only take a good few questions to throw him off completely. So the cop starts to apply the pressure, sending Jesse into panic.
I actually don't know if she's been murdered or not yet. She may be alive and well.
Okay.
But she might also be dead. Okay? And it could be that you've done it.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. Am I being arrested for something I didn't do?
You haven't been arrested, mate.
Oh.
No.
Holy.
He's not being arrested just yet, but Auckland police are convinced Jesse is either behind Grace's disappearance or is at least involved. And the more they investigate this case, the more evidence they find to suggest Jesse is the one responsible. It's not just the surveillance footage that helps solve this case. Remember the new suitcase and cleaning products Jesse bought the morning after? Well, believe it or not, they were all bought on Grace's credit card, as well as an extra night.
Man, bro. So not only did you kill her, you went to use her credit card to buy the shit for you to clean it up, and another night at the hotel, so to give you more time. This nigga's a fucking dickhead, bro. The biggest doofus of all time, bro. What the fuck?
Night stay at the City Life Hotel. In fact, it's very possible he paid.
Like they do this and then think they gonna get away with it. You're not. Why do you think you're gonna get away with it now? Come on, bro. You could have at least been smarter with it and moved different. But y'all niggas, you don't even do that shit.
Paid for his second date on Grace's credit card. An extra day at the hotel should give Jesse time to clean up the mess. But it's going to take more than a carpet cleaner to get rid of the evidence. When police search his apartment, they find traces of Grace's blood. The credit card payments, the witness testimony, cell phone locations placing Grace and Jesse together, and the staggering detail found in the surveillance footage backed their suspect into a corner, and in his second interview on December 7th, they left Jesse no choice but to confess. A confession that would soon lead into one of the most interesting but troubling defenses ever used in court.
Started talking to me about 50 Shades of Grey, which is a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first it was just normal. It was very placid. and then she asked me if we could get into bondage. And then all I remember is falling asleep in the shower. I need to stop. I need to go.
Would you like some fresh air?
Yeah, please. I was in shock and I didn't know what to do. I went downstairs and I was just, I don't know, I was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared.
So you went to go buy cleaning products in a suitcase to stuff her body in because you was scared?
I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, specialist doctor, will perform a post-mortem. Yeah. They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Do you understand that?
I went to the warehouse at the atrium.
Odin Valhalla Rising, now available on mobile and
to the
PC,
warehouse
exclusively with
about a suitcase, about to put her body in, and then I bought cleaning products so I can clean up the blood after I strangled her.
Bought a suitcase. I went back and I was
Why does it sound like he's scared?
in shock. Because it just didn't seem right.
It's just
I left to go get cleaning products. So I messaged a friend.
Get cleaning products, cause when you murder someone, you gotta clean up the blood after they die.
And said I'll meet
Bro, why does they could speak it like that?
After finishing drinks with her, I got back to city life.
So
no time I just kept saying I'm sorry. And then I went downstairs and I grabbed the porter thing and I put the suitcase on top of the porter thing. I drove the hire car into Wilson's car park and parked it. I woke up the next day at about 5 a.m. and drove the car out to Cumu at first. I picked up a shovel from ITM at Cumu. I ended up driving towards the Waitakaris. I went into the bush, I dug a hole, I went and got the suitcase and I covered the hole and then I drove.
Where is her possessions?
I threw them in the rubbish.
Whereabouts?
Albert Park, rubbish.
Right, so what items of her property have been disposed of in Albert Park?
Everything.
All of her clothing?
Everything that was in the room.
Whereabouts did you clean the car? The outside of the car?
I think it was in Henderson. I don't know West very well.
Okay. And what did you use to clean the car?
A water blaster thing from a car cleaning place.
Did she have any injuries?
Not that I can remember. I was just panicking.
Did you inflict any injuries on her that caused her to die?
No.
Did you kill Grace Mullane? Okay. And you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about the 2nd of December.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
Did you intend to cause her death?
No.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
The media...
Well, shit, nigga, I can't tell. You had a second one lined up right after that. Never mind.
Called it the 50 Shades of Grey defense. The idea is that someone may consent to being harmed during intimacy knowing the dangers involved. If they made no indication to stop, then it would be seen as an accident, and the person responsible shouldn't face a murder charge. But this defense has always been seen as more of a scapegoat, used by lawyers to try and get their defendant off with a lighter sentence, which in this case would be manslaughter. This doesn't change what happened after Grace's death, and the disturbing series of events uncovered during the investigation. From December 1st, the day before the date, all the way to December 7th, cops found Google searches made by Jesse looking for a place to hide the body. He'd also taken photos of Grace's body before and after he packed her into the suitcase. They found Grace's body on December 9th, 2018 in the
So pretty much the lawyer's trying to say, oh, these niggas is into some kinky shit and she just accidentally died.
Takare Ranges just outside of Auckland. It was determined that she was strangled and had bruises on her arms and chest consistent with being pinned down. In New Zealand, there is no such thing as first-degree or second-degree murder. All charges are treated the same, carrying a life sentence. That meant there was no investigation into the premeditation. All that mattered was if Jesse killed her or not. It was that simple. Jesse maintained his innocence, but was eventually found guilty, and on February 21st, 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. After his trial, 2 more women came forward and claimed Jesse had sexually assaulted them after they met him on Tinder. He was found guilty on those charges as well, adding another 11 years to life added to his sentence.
So
I have to finish writing this paper. I'm swamped.
Sure we can all
Just get
agree
It's free.
Can it help?
that nigga is just a creep. As you can see at the end, 2 other women spoke up talking about he sexually assaulted them. So pretty much the nigga was a weirdo. It seems like that this was just in time coming. This was going to happen regardless with this nigga. If he was going around touching these women like they say he was. But, that's Dr. Insanity. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to him. Subscribe to me. Well, women, that's it.